and Geno at some point just said to him, if you're only coaching, you're coaching angry. If you're only coaching to win national championships and you don't get the joy out of leading this group of kids and trying to get the best out of them, then you got it all wrong. So he said you can't coach only to win the national championship. If your group can't do that, you can still have a very fulfilling experience with them, getting the best out of them. Maybe the best out of them is getting to the Elite Eight, but just have a wonderful time developing them as young men and as players. And so I think that definitely helped that conversation just center Dan again, because after Maui, he was in a terrible place. And, he had conversations with people like Seth Greenberg, a friend of his, who he listens to, same kind of message that I think Dan was worried it was going to be a sub 500 season. UConn would not make the NIT. So it wasn't about, like, as it turned out, they got into the tournament and won a game and almost beat the eventual national champion. You're going to lose in the second round of the NCAA tournament, even though you're trying to three-peat. But you're going to outplay the eventual national champion in that game, and it's going to be an honorable, quote-unquote, death. I think without question he would have signed up for it. That's where he was when Geno talked to him, and so another assist to Auriemma for doing that, for having the awareness of where coaches are. He did, and it made a difference.
So I'm going to take you back to the Florida game, because I was there. Has anyone have you or anybody around him said to him, that game against Florida was probably your best coaching performance of your career for a single game? If you go check by check, Florida had them beat almost every single position, and they were leading with 2 minutes to go.
And I thought he actually had a pretty good coaching year. It was the GM year that wasn't great, but he did what he could with that group. And when you don't have, and I hate to say this because like Hassan Diarra is just a great kid, and that team didn't have it. So Dan had to coach around the mistakes he made with roster construction. And that game, it's just like UConn was really one play away at certain moments of, to me, winning that game. And you can't have any regrets because you needed one or two more plays, and your players physically weren't good enough to do it against a team that physically talented. But to me, it was in some ways the most impressive game because they weren't supposed to have a chance to win.
Yeah, I would categorize it as probably the same way. They were a 9-point underdog going into that game.